Hey yo, this is your boy, the Solo Traveler ORD, back again with another video. I'm here with my boy Rob. I actually want to do a quick interview with him. He's actually a great brother. I've actually met him a couple of times. I actually seen him out. I met with him in Cartagena, out here in Medellin, and in other places. Brother with a wealth of knowledge for the travel game, and I definitely wanted to get this interview with him. I'm happy that he took some time out to do this with me. So without any further ado. My biggest question is, since you talked about living here and so forth, I know that we talked about this before about some of the investments and some of the moves that you're making down here. Tell us a little bit more about some of the moves that you've done and also your future endeavors of living here in Colombia.
Okay. Well, some of the things I've did so far was, I've purchased and I'm paying on land that I found through a realtor and told me about a subdivision in the pre-construction phase. And basically, in general, anything in pre-construction phase, you'll be able to get it at a cheaper rate, because once it becomes in production, then it's going to be a different price. So I basically hopped in a situation in pre-construction phase. I'm paying on it, and it's land, and it's going to be in a subdivision. So what I want to do is build a home on it, and that to be kind of like my future retirement home, or a place that I could go when I come to Colombia, and I don't have to worry about paying Airbnb or paying rent, because it's getting more expensive in Colombia because of the growing tourism and things like that. And so I found myself staying here for a month now, that if I have my own place, I could really save a lot, because it's cheap now. But when I say cheap, like $400 to $500 a month for something kind of similar to American standards. Stuff in the U.S. was like $400 or $500 a month, like 10 years, maybe 10, 15 years ago. So Medellin is going to be getting up to that $1,000 a month, I would say, in the next 5 to 10 years. So having your own, property here, I would say is beneficial. I did that, and then I also applied and obtained a visa, a basic level visa, which kind of gets me in the door to like opening bank accounts, getting a cell phone.
And how long did that take you, the visa?
The visa process took me, I would say 3 weeks. From applying to actually getting a response, and then me having to come to Colombia and get my passport stamped and getting a cedula. I would say about 3 to 4 weeks that time too.
Nice. Yeah, I've also completed that whole process myself. I'm going to create a video on that sometime soon. I know that people have asked about that. However, I'm going to get that to you guys sometime soon. My next question is, what is your future plans moving forward as far as Colombia, or just in general, that you want to do as far as traveling or even dealing with foreign countries or of that nature?
My future plans is to really, I always say, like, I have an end game. I don't want to be just somebody traveling every year and then 20 years later, I just have nothing to show for it. And so I want to have a place or places where I say, I have land or own land here, and this is going to be places where I'm going to spend long periods of time to. And it takes time to research these countries to figure out what's your favorite and what's feasible and makes sense for for your budget. So I've out of the Latin American countries, Colombia fits most of my needs as far as infrastructure, weather, quality of living. When I say quality, housing, food quality, things of that nature, and stability. And I've explored, parts of Asia. I've been to Japan, Thailand, and Philippines, and even though I love Thailand, is not investor friendly place. I mean, to own land, you have to be married, and then your wife pretty much has 51% ownership of that. So they get, the leverage is on them, and you're leaving the U.S. to have leverage, but you won't have the leverage in like Southeast Asia, for example, because you can't own anything. All right, people buy condos, but you don't own the land under the condo, you just own the space. And if people decide they want to tear that building down and do something else, you can't do nothing about it.
And I also heard that isn't it the property or like the infrastructure of the houses are fairly cheap or so? If I'm not mistaken, I heard something about that before. I just want to make sure you just confirm that, if you could confirm that for us.
Yeah, it's cheap. I mean the quality is cheap, the infrastructure is cheap, but I mean you can live rent free if you're able. If you got maybe $10 or $20 or $30,000, you could probably find something in Thailand or Philippines just to live. But just knowing that you can't pass that down to your kids, if you got kids in the U.S., you could probably pass it down to your Thai kids, obviously. But in the event of a divorce or anything like that, everything is going to hurt. I'm about generational wealth. I'm about passing things down to my children if possible. So, but outside Southeast Asia, my goal is to explore more Africa. I've did my research on Africa as far as where you can own land outright, because a lot of African countries, they do land leases for 99 years, and you can't, and there's no inheritance transfer, so it goes back to the government if you die. South Africa is pretty much the only country where you can buy land outright. So South Africa is a country I want to explore. And then Ethiopia I want to explore too, not necessarily because of to live there, but just for the culture and a lot of history. So Ethiopia is definitely on my mind. Obviously, the women are beautiful there. They have an intact culture. They're not, obviously they're not perfect, but the women have a reputation of being more, trustworthy, feminine, submissive, and things of that nature. So I'm curious about Ethiopia.
Nice. Well, and definitely that's something I got to do myself. I got to get to Africa as well. That's another continent I need to explore. Africa and Asia are the two continents I haven't been to, and definitely I'm like right behind you, brother. I'm following your moves and everything. Once again, I gotta thank you so much for even taking the time out to even speak with me to do this for YouTube, and give other brothers, let them know we're out here traveling, and we're making moves, and different things are going on. So I definitely want to thank you so much for taking your time out to even come meet with me to even do this.
Oh, definitely, man. I appreciate you, man. We gotta do it again, man. I go in depth more about pros and cons of different countries, because I know brothers have their favorite countries. I've been to 11 cities in Brazil now. So I could go in depth about that. DR, I've been to 4 cities in DR. So this is a good intro, and we can pick apart different countries next time, man.
Definitely gonna do another collab video on some of the things that you spoke on, and I'm down for that. Definitely am down for that. But once again, this is your boy, the Solo Traveler ORD, here with my boy Rob. Thank you again. You guys, of course, like, subscribe, share. Leave comments below. Let us know what you guys think about this content that Rob has dropped. There's some really good stuff for you guys. So we're out.
Peace.